Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to break down the Life and Liberty event, actually, for Peggy Carter, respectively, because this is actually her free-to-play event, but it's also tied back to the launching and announcement of Battle World return. And as you can see, we're also going to be earning points additionally by using Mighty Avengers in War. So that's basically the entirety of the event, right? There's Peggy Carter shards, experience points in addition to Crimson gear that we can take advantage of. But as well, if you're focused on getting more shards of Hercules himself, well, you can actually earn more through the points earned. There's a specific World War Olympus reward, as you can see, the Captain America shield also being available. So those are kind of the targets that you want to be aiming for respectively in this event. And remember, there's also a web milestone component tied back to this. So what is it exactly? Well, if you've been following along, you'll know that we've needed to spend showcase energy for quite some time now, and this is no different. Only difference is obviously be mindful of the deadlines for usually these events, right? Typically it can range from 7 days, and now this looks like another 6-day event, so it's a little bit tighter than the week before, but that's why we need to be mindful in checking in and logging in and claiming the energy when we're using this, because as you can see here, especially down the middle, that's a pretty sizable amount of points. That actually is 30,000 in total points that we can actually get added to the Life and Liberty event. So you definitely want to make sure you're not missing out on claiming this, because it could be significant based on where you want to land on the overall event and milestone. So without further ado, let's get started into this chart here. And let me break it down for you real quickly in terms of where the shards are and what goals we want to be mindful of and how free-to-play friendly it's going to be. So obviously, we know that these Medal of Honors, right, they're going to be adding to the monthly for February. There's experience points to be had as well. And as you work your way top down, there's going to be Peggy Carter shards. And then more importantly, as I noted earlier, there's also the Captain America shield, right? So really understanding where you want to be ideally, but also understanding as well what's going to be realistic, especially if you're free to play like myself. So you can see here, if we're taking a look at Battle World respectively, that's 28,000 points. If you're battling in War with Mighty Avengers, that's 32,000. And where you are going to be earning bonus points is if you actually have Hercules at 5 stars and above already. It's going to make this event actually super easy if you do. Unfortunately, in our case, with us being free to play, we don't typically have these characters already at 5 stars, but maybe you use power cores before and you're able to accumulate more shards of him compared to others. And then you can see here, there's also these Infinity Liberty orbs. To be honest, I don't really know where that's coming from just yet, but we know it's going to be needed because that's how we're going to be ultimately gaining the shield. And then the Phoenix Ascendant orb, that's a pay-to-play orb, so you won't be seeing that at all, especially if you're not spending money. So that, in a nutshell, is the event, guys. Let me break it down now in terms of the math and how free-to-play friendly it's going to be. As you can see, just to recap, it's a 6-day event once again, so a little bit tighter than what we're used to because typically events are about a week. Battle World's going to give us 28,000. Once again, the Mighty Avengers in War, their usage is going to give us 32,000 points. And as well, these Infinity Liberty orbs, if we are able to gain access to them, they earn 2,000 points per orb, as you can see. So we're going to factor that in as an assumption right now, 4,000. So that's assuming over the span of the 6 days we get 2 to open. And we also have that showcase energy that I showed you earlier, which is amounting to 30,000 in total. And finally, usually they give us a bit of an extra boost from the free claims. The average has been 500 points per day. So that's going to be another 3,000 exactly right there. So as you can see, it's actually exactly at 97,000 points. And 97,000 points is actually bang on with what you would expect at Milestone 14. Milestone 14 being the Captain America shield. In addition to that, as at that moment in time, you'll have at least 30 shards of Peggy Carter. If you are able to elevate this even further, the next milestone would be 129,000 for another 30 shards of Peggy Carter. Now, guys, it doesn't really matter, honestly, because it seems kind of bad, right? We're thinking, wait a minute, are they nerfing the events? Why does it seem like there's less shards? Well, that's because there is less shards, right? If you actually go back to the game now, let me just quickly show you. We've been able to actually accumulate Peggy Carter shards over time now for the last week or so because of the ongoing war activity. Remember, with the slow drip method, they've introduced these orbs, right? These Path to Peggy Carter orbs. This is what we've been utilizing. So, to my surprise, when I was looking through my roster, I was actually quite shocked to see that we already have 61 shards. So they're factoring that in now, and that's exactly why it seems like the event is nerfed, but in its entirety, they are just factoring in the opportunity that we are actually accumulating more shards over time now by being engaged in the game. So by giving us 30 shards from the Captain America shield at that moment, that should actually be more than enough. We should be able to get the 30 shards plus minus obviously some more slow drip orbs here. So for myself personally, I'm probably not going to be going for milestone 15 because that's a big jump. That's at least 30,000 points, and on top of that, we don't exactly know how we're going to accumulate some of the Infinity Liberty orbs anyways. But regardless, we're going to hopefully be able to get the unlock here. You've also at the same time been able to work your way top down through your alliance milestones and work on getting more shards of Peggy. And I think another driver of that has actually been, I believe there's that event here. Okay, I think it might have wrapped up already, but we also had, oh, right here, the hold the line milestone here, which already had shards of Peggy Carter. So that's definitely helped, as you can see, right? Milestone 2, 5, 8, and as well as 11 and even 14. So we've been able to work our way top down. That's probably what they factored in, but yeah, that's ultimately the unlock, guys. We've been already working on this over time here, and with still some time left actually to see how much we can accumulate. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in comments below. That in a nutshell is the event. Overall, it's easy. Just make sure you're doing as you're expected and try to accumulate as much shards as you can. And this is technically going to be what gets us to the finish line and ultimately unlocking Peggy Carter for our reference, guys. Let me know what you think in comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.